So you're saying what year? Hold on.
It's
What year did that
written
song come out?
all over your face.
You,
You don't have to say a word.
you don't have to say a word.
Let me look it up real quick. Hold on.
You just smile. You smile to me, baby.
Who was it that sang it? Was it
One
True?
bit of it's written all over your face.
It's
No,
written
oh no, was it true?
The Rude Boys.
Wow.
Okay.
Was
All
that on the
right.
sound? Was that on the soundtrack?
No.
Ooh, I got one for
No.
you.
Oh shit.
It's like in
Guess
the
who was
80s, right?
this? Nah, I gotta be like the 90s, but guess who were the actual songwriters on it?
I want to say it was R. Kelly and it was Teddy Riley.
No, it was Gerald Levert and Faith Evans.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know. I didn't realize she was a songwriter. I
Right.
mean, but most of the R&B acts they start off as songwriters and then they get their big break.
All right, 1990s, yes.
90. I was in the fifth grade.
Oh wow.
I don't think I
Nigga,
uh,
was we in the fifth grade?
1990 and then
Three
90
years and
and then
okay,
yeah,
yeah,
because then
yeah,
90 91 we were sixth grade.
yeah. Oh damn. I guess it was too young for a nigga to be, what I'm saying? Niggas was thinking about smooching and shit back then. You know what I'm saying? Getting a little smooch, a
I
smooch
did,
on the cheek was
I had a couple though. I mean, you know,
I had, what, I'm gonna be honest. I had
I mean,
one.
okay, I had
Hold on.
I didn't have a girlfriend, but I had some that I was interested in. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Damn, why is my shit blinking like that all weird?
Uh,
Damn. We got a couple technical difficulties, but fuck it, I'm gonna power through it though.
yeah, there you go.
So I want to tell you a story. What happened? So in fifth grade, 'cause, right, I was going out with this girl, and she was I guess one of the tough girls in her class and shit. So I remember she had gotten into a fight, right, and she had gotten into a fight with Watto, and you know what I'm saying, and
Oh,
she was fighting with Watto, and she was like holding her own and shit, and I was like, yeah, like. My eyes was like, cuz, like, damn, cuz she might fuck me up, cuz. So I was
right.
like, nigga was like, you know what, cuz, I might have to go and just let this one go.
She's like
So
she's like T, you like me?
I was
Hey,
like,
hey, hey, you like me? He's like,
he's like, yeah.
uh.
But now I ended up letting her go because we ended up breaking up and shit like that because nigga, I didn't want no woman that could whip my ass like that.
Speaking of women that can whip ass, have you checked out that the Netflix documentary, uh, Killer Sally?
Killer Sally.
Yeah, so um, it's about a male and a female. They're both bodybuilders, right?
Mm-mm.
And apparently there was you know, abuse going on. He apparently, he was, hitting on her and things of that nature. And she, I guess, one night during Valentine's Day, I guess she got tired of it and went to the room, grabbed a shotgun, and shot him in his abdomen, and then went back to the room, reloaded, and then shot him in his jaw. And that's it's not funny, but it's like, man, is it that serious?
Apparently it was Al.
I
It was very serious.
all right.
Cause
Yeah,
nah,
nah.
because nah, man, just think it, nigga. If you shoot somebody in their abdomen, cause and you seeing them bleed out and shit, and then you choose to be like, all right, fuck that. You go walk into the room, grab another shotgun shell, and load the motherfucker and click, and then walk in there and then just blow and shoot him in the jaw, man. Something I
Yeah.
can't say it was completely all his fault, but this nigga must have did something bad. Yeah.
Well, apparently he choked her out um, numerous times. I mean, domestic violence isn't funny.
Right.
I'm just giggling because it just seems so dramatic. Like Sh- shoot his leg off. He'll stop.
Nah, nigga. Well,
I mean,
he lucky he didn't get his dick shot off, cuz.
he died.
Oh,
So yeah, so she ended up killing him, and then she went to jail for. She was sentenced for 25 to life, went to jail for 19 years. So check this out. She ends up getting remarried, right? She ends up getting married at Victory Temple, and the reception was at Deja Blue.
nigga, wait, hold the fuck on. You said Victory Temple, which is in Seaside,
Yes.
and you said on Netflix.
Mm-hmm. So the whole story, it happened down in Oceanside, where I used to live, down in Oceanside, California, in San Diego. So that's where the incident happened. Then when she got out of
Okay,
prison, she went to what's known as VTC, which is for ex because she was also a Marine. They were both Marines. That's how they met. But
okay,
once she got out, she went to VTC, which is like a rehabilitation. Once she got out of prison for ex military,
okay.
and I guess she met a man. I'd never seen him before, but they got married at VT.
So Victory Temple in Seaside.
Yep.
It's on Netflix.
Yeah, but they didn't say it was Victory Temple.
So
But
you
I
can just
mean,
tell.
yeah, if you've been to Victory Temple, you can tell.
Yeah, my
So
mom goes there.
yeah, man.
Wow,
So
that's crazy, man.
word to the wise is, man, don't harm the ones you love. You never know. She might blast you.
Nah, man, niggas just, hey, man, it ain't that serious, man. If y'all can't get along, just separate, go apart. Like,
Well, I mean,
I mean, I know,
she seemed like a person who loved really hard. Like she gave, or what she was saying was she gave her all to this dude. Like in other words, she loved him more than he loved her. Yeah, I mean, it's like she would do anything for him.
yeah, okay, well, it was one of them crazy type love, nigga. If I can't love you, nobody can, nigga.
Right. And I guess
Nigga.
there was infidelity going on. He was ready to leave her for another female. Yeah, but he was pretty famous. He was a pretty famous bodybuilder. So was she on the women's circuit.
Wow,
Crazy. But all right,
crazy.
well, let's get it started. And welcome back to Talks About the Hours. We are your host, TJ Bay. I'm sorry. I keep saying your old name. I'm sorry.
Niggas say it's TJ Bay.
TJ Bay, aka T Dollar Sign, and Alan Poe, back once again with the latest and the greatest. Um, T. So last week we had Halloween, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a few weeks ago, Ari tells me, "Hey, I met a new friend, or I made a new friend who just came to our school." I'm like, "Okay, what's her name?" I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say the girl's name because they're underage, whatever. So
Right.
I was like, "Cool." So on Halloween, all the parents, because they're all friends, so all the parents met up at one of Ari's friends' houses, so we can go through, um, the housing development and trick or treat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Ari's new friend and her sister with their parents show up. Okay.
No, it ain't surprise, is it? Yeah.
And guess who her mother is?
I don't know, nigga, who? Oh, really?
Yeah. Small world.
Well, you
And she
guys are
say what?
you are in Seaside still, though. Yeah.
Right. But her Ari's friend moved from New York to here.
Oh, okay.
So, you know what I mean? So it was like, oh, I know you. But also
Right.
her also her ex-husband was there. Guess who she was married to?
Ooh,
Dance Fever, huh?
did you say dance fever?
Yeah. This is how we do it in North Carolina.
Ooh,
Have you ever seen the movie The Wood?
yeah.
So the one with the flat top from North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was there.
What? Really?
Yeah,
You bullshitting for real?
I'm dead serious, dude. Dead serious. Sean Nelson. Yeah, he was there. I was like,
What?
yeah. So me and Jelly were standing on the porch. I was like, hey, Jill, that's him. She's like, who? I was like, Dance Fever, huh? And she was like, oh,
You
that
look like
is him. Yeah,
you
yeah, girl,
like
you like
that,
this?
huh?
Yeah, you
You
like
like that, huh? You like that, huh? Like nigga, this you little corny ass dude, Cass. Like, come on, Cass. Like, for real,
oh man,
Cass. Did
yeah.
you get on him for that movie, Cass? Did you get
Nah,
on him a little
nah,
bit,
man,
Cass?
nah, because that was an acting role, man. Like I
Nah,
mean,
man.
I
Well,
feel like
for real.
nah, I didn't get on it, man. Like, he's I mean, to me, he's a legend. That movie's a classic. So it's like, dude, I was like, hey man, my name's Alan, nice to meet you. Yada yada yada. I ain't gonna be like making fun of the nigga because he probably got more money than I do. So
Nigga, it ain't about money, Cass. Fuck this. See, niggas always think everything's about. See, that I was just thinking about this. I want to say this. Back in the day when we used to cap on people, it used to take creativity and all kinds of stuff. You say stuff and there would be something creative about, if someone had some like an ashy arm or ashy elbow, and shit, you say something creative about their arm,
right.
and, it'll make people laugh. Now, the biggest thing you can say to a person
Oh
that
nigga.
makes them feel all out of place and bent out of shape and like they lost the capping session was, oh, you broke. That's like, man, I
Bro.
was listening, yeah, because I gotta say something real quick. So I was listening to these kids the other day, right? Hold on, let me put my little man there. So I was listening to these little kids the other day, right? They were coming up with some little families like, oh yeah, you got big teeth, you look like Bugs Bunny or something, he was saying something like, they were going back and forth. And then one little kid was like, this is exactly how it went too. And he was like, oh, well, shut up. That's why you're broke. And all the little kids was like, ooh, ooh, like that deaded the whole everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like all the you know
Hey,
the
but I mean,
metaphors and similes that were thought up, the intricate ways that people could have, were capping and stuff, and then it just deaded it right there. He said you was broke, and then that was just like that did it right there. That ended everything. He was mad. Little kid was mad. You
I'm
know what I'm
sure he
saying?
was.
Didn't have a comeback to say like what is this, man? Like I was like, cuz I was just thinking about that too, because like kids are retarded with that. And I don't mean to say that, but it's like honestly, cuz like
There's
for
no
you to just be
creativity.
like, yeah, there's no creativity. Like for you to just be like for a session to get shut down by saying you're broke. I mean,
Yeah, but
I
see,
feel I
the
feel like we lost the kids now.
yeah, man, because these kids don't know about comebacks. Like if someone that we grew up with was like, "Oh, Alan, that's why you're broke," I'm like, nigga, your daddy don't love you, nigga. Like, you know
Or
what I'm
nigga,
saying? Or
yeah, just
fight
something
back,
like,
fight
yeah,
back.
like nigga, oh, that's why your mom, licked my balls the other night or something. Cause like, do say something, man. But like, I was just so appalled
I said, that's why you're broke. Yeah.
that ended the whole thing. Like, that ended the whole thing. He didn't say a word, no comeback, no nothing. All the little kids was like, ooh, ooh.
But
And he
I think at our age though, I think that would have ended it all for us too. Like, oh, like look at your shoes. That's why you're broke. Like, I
Nah,
mean,
nigga, nah, bruh. That would have set it off right there. That would have set it
into
off
what?
right
Into
there.
what? Violence? You see, then
No,
you would
not
fight.
violence. No, not violence, man. Nah, well, it did lead to that sometimes, but not all the times. But at least like, man, if
I mean, you
you
got to think
can't
though.
you can't let your broke be the ending of your, whatever the fuck it is, man. Cause like, what is broke nowadays though? If you don't have a lot of money in your bank account,
Everybody's broke.
like yeah, if you don't got a Lamborghini, if you're not driving a Lambo, you know what I'm saying, and you don't got the iced out chains and shit like that, you're technically broke. So how is that an insult?
Well, because nowadays, because you got to think, kind of like we were talking about in our one of our episodes about clothing and how we knew someone who had like all the matching outfits. Like back then, if you had like, all right, at King, if you had like dope Nikes, if you dressed well and you had a parka with like 90 clips on it, you was popular. You was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, oh, you got that starter jacket, you got this starter jacket. There were motherfuckers who had like all the starter jackets, all the parkas. Like, cuz how'd you find this one? Right. And remember, like the sense of accomplishment was when school started, and let's say everyone had like uh a 49ers gold starter jacket, right?
Hmm.
But there was always that one dude who came to school had the all white one. You're like, cuz where'd you get the white one at? And it's like, oh yeah, went to San Jose. He's like, okay, you got to go to San Jose to get like the real cool
Right.
shit. So
But see, we didn't think about this too, though. It was like, oh yeah, these people are getting all these starter jackets and all that stuff, but what are they going home to? What do they got at the house? Are their parents like they live in an apartment, you know what I'm saying, riding a bike. But yeah, they got the latest starter jackets and shit like that. We didn't know all that. So just saying like you're broke cause can't defeat somebody. It shouldn't defeat somebody anymore. I mean anymore. It shouldn't defeat a kid now. Because you can't there is no yeah, just like you said, everybody's fucking broke then. Cause I don't got no damn Lambo.
I mean nowadays, but I
So we're
mean,
broke. I don't got no iced out chain on shit, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it 100%, nigga. Even if I could afford one, just like I said before, I'm not buying no fucking chain. I'm not buying all this shit to go around my neck, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting that shit in like a home or something. I'm gonna buy a home. You know what I'm
right.
saying? I'm gonna rent that bitch out, nigga. And you gonna see me really cash out, nigga, not from some shit that you got dangling on my neck, nigga, because I'm trying to stay up with the culture. But anyway,
That's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. So speaking of culture,
all
we took
right.
about we took a week off, man, because we wanted to let everything breathe out.
Yeah, there was a lot going on.
Definitely. So I'm sure everyone knows by now. Um, one third of the Migos Takeoff was fatally killed in Houston on Halloween night. God bless him and his family. Uh, Offset Quavo,
Right.
and it was senseless. I mean, it wasn't like I saw the video, all right, which I never wish I would have saw it, but it was all over Twitter. And people who have cameras nowadays, it's fucked up because instead of them calling 911, they want to just take a picture, take a camera, and just look at you like, nigga,
That part,
help me, nigga, help
that
me.
part right there. You stupid motherfuckers, man. You sitting there watching and taking videos of all this shit going on. Like,
Yeah,
anyways,
it's sad. And the the bad part was that he wasn't even
in the altercation.
in the altercation. He was just standing by. Um, how
Go
how
ahead. I'm not treading
how do you
lightly.
how do you feel about the whole checking in type thing? And they did check in, so they were with the correct people going to Houston. Because in hip hop now you got to check in whenever you go to a city, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of in my life. But they checked in with the correct people, and they were with those people, and they were also with people who were supposed to be protecting them. Okay, and this situation happens.
Well, I know a lot of people don't, you know, I'm gonna just put it this way. RIP to Takeoff. Rest in peace, man. A young king gone way before his time. Sad. But I want to say this, man. Just that checking in shit, man, it started getting like real, like when you like before 6ix9ine and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was just like you niggas would go to the city, who was in the city, and like nigga, you just be like, you call the nigga, be like, hey, nigga, I'm gonna be out there, you know what I'm saying? on the slide, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't really checking in. It was just like niggas, it was a form of respect, nigga, like, okay, or just like a form of loyalty, nigga, like, okay, I know I'm gonna be in your city. I fuck with homeboy, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? I fuck with you.
He's my nigga, so
Yeah,
so
so
you
I'm
should be
gonna
cool.
so I'm gonna call him and just let him know, like, hey, nigga, I'm coming into the city. You know what I'm saying? What's up? Let's go have a few drinks, whatever. But now it's this check-in shit. Like, nigga, no, you don't if you're homies and you fuck with this dude and shit like that, nigga, it's not checking in, cause it's not checking in. It's rapping shit. Like rapping is and I'm
It only seems to be rap music.
well, it's because it's like it's rap is so targeted now by all this other shit, man, like violence, checking in, uh, being broke, like nigga having to, all this shit. Like nigga, when was it? It's not a like it's all these politics to rap now when it just needs to be like it was about a form of expression, you know what I'm saying, that people were using to get, something off their chest. Now it's just like it's politicking, it's all this shit. And the reason I want to go to this because I want to say this too is because the check-in shit is what it is. But if the Migos did check in, or if they did check in, and that happened, bruh, then those people that they checked into need to be held accountable for this shit.
Yeah, you're damn right. I
They
would
need to be held accountable.
I would suggest, okay, this is for all you rappers out there. I know y'all don't know us from two pennies in a bucket, but fuck it. If you're gonna have your homeboys around you acting like they're security, you need to make sure they have the proper training and they're licensed to protect you. Not because they're your homeboys and they got Glocks, they got straps, they got switches, but you need to make sure that they're responsible when you're in their presence. You feel me?
Yes.
I think that's the biggest thing. They got homeboys who have guns, and most of their homeboys, they're not even security. They're just niggas with guns, and like, yeah, it's my niggas. I'm gonna just walk. I'm just gonna ride with them. So if anything breaks out, I got my strap. I'm gonna start shooting. No, that's the wrong way to go about it. What you need to do
Yeah.
is make sure they're trained by professionals, bodyguards, because then they're you don't have that mishap, that slip up.
Well,
Because
the thing is,
and niggas can't shoot. That's
it's
another
not it.
thing.
That's the thing. Well, see, that's the thing is about being a security guard and being a trained security guard is you're not trained to just shoot. You're trained to de-escalate the situations first.
Right.
And shooting and violence is a last form, is a last thing. So yeah, you ain't supposed to have your niggas just out there because they're not gonna de-escalate.
Right.
If something goes down, they're gonna want to turn up is
Right. They're gonna
because they
ride for
got
you.
something. Yeah, they got, or not just ride for you, as you got thousands of niggas or hundreds of people sitting there trying to film. And now with the stigma of, oh yeah, I gotta be I gotta be a hitter. I gotta be somebody, I'm saying? They're like, they gotta keep the persona up. So they gonna go, they going in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just stupid what this shit has come to today. And I want to say this, man. I'm just gonna throw this shit out there because it's too many shit for me. Like all this I've been seeing now is like, okay, I was just like, at first I was just like, RIP, man, you know what, man, it sucks. He got taken out and all that shit, but now people just keep wanting to do all these videos and shit like now I'm thinking it's something way different. Excuse me, way different.
You say,
What
okay,
I see, what I seen from all the video angles and what I determined from what I seen, if someone wanted to take out Takeoff. And I know I said at first, it was a sacrifice thing, but I don't think it was a sacrifice from Quavo. No, I don't. I know now.
but what would
And I'll explain in a minute. Go ahead.
all right, let's take a break, man, because I have some questions.
All right.
All right, let's take
We'll
a
be
quick
right
break.
back.
All right. And welcome back. We took a small break. I know we kind of want to get some of our takes straight, or get what we wanted to say formulated. So T, you had left off saying
Okay.
that, saying that you feel that
Takeoff
Takeoff
was
was
a
a target.
takeoff was a target. And it's sad to say because for one, for in any altercations, and we know this is being around, or if you have been in the altercation, the person that is barking the most is the person that receives the most attention in anything.
Hmm.
And so when I was watching the videos and people were pointing this out, was Takeoff was literally not saying a word. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was moving about, you know what I'm saying, doing this thing, like trying to move out throughout the situation.
Right.
But I mean, he was saying stuff, but not to where like it was trying to cause attention to him to where someone would deliberately be like, hey man, fuck you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
There was no aggression
Wow,
in his
you're right.
actions.
There was no aggression in his actions. There was no, and I don't know if his homeboy shot him or whatever, but what the report said was one shot him in his torso, and one shot was in his head. Now, I'm questioning the shot in his head because I was just thinking like that's a kill shot, and I can understand for someone just to be shooting up in the air, just to be, let people know, hey, they got a gun to cause some ruckus and shit like that. But
Hmm.
you deliberately,
Well, I mean,
you,
you can't say that they deliberately shot him. Like,
I'm not, no, I'm not saying deliberately, no, I'm not saying deliberately shot him, but you deliberately have to point, point it straight forward to shoot someone in the head, not shoot it in the air. You know what I'm saying?
right, unless he thought he was and I'm not trying to make a joke, but unless this person thought that he had special aim where he can like shoot through the crowd. You see what I'm saying? And but that goes back to my first statement. Like, if you're gonna have your homeboys represent you and protect you, they need to go through training and be certified in this shit. And it's crazy because us growing up, the whole saying was, "Hey, hope we make it to C-21." Right
Yeah.
now, it's like, well, I hope we make it to see it at all. I don't appreciate the fact that I get it, it's street shit, man. You know, but
It's
it's
not
like
just street shit no
not
more. It's
not but it's street shit.
rappers, rappers are being not just being targeted. It's like you are bringing this to you by your lyrics, the stuff that is being rapped about, the
Okay, okay.
culture, the all this shit, the supposedly black art is what is being brought to these artists now.
And now, and what I want to say is, so the Migos in hip hop, and for the decades they've ruled the radio charts, right? They're like the rap supremes. They're like the rap's Destiny's Child, right? So they're hip hop royalty. And I get it that you want to touch the people and be around the people and show people that, I'm still a real nigga. But you don't see Drake getting, what I'm saying? Like, you have to hold yourself at a higher caliber because that's what you are. You don't see Drake hang around with niggas he don't know, or just going to rambunctious, or you know what I mean, or just going to places just because.
It's funny that, and I will say this because I have to. It's funny that a lot of people knew who Offset was. A lot of people know who Quavo was. A lot of people did not know who Takeoff was.
A lot of people do know who Takeoff was,
A lot of people knew who Takeoff was, but he was not the most popular Migo.
but he
And
he wasn't supposed to be. He was the most lyrical Migo.
okay, you're arguing with me, and I'm just trying to say a
Okay, I'm
point.
sorry. I'm sorry. All right.
All right, I'm just trying to say a point.
Uh,
Okay.
I'm arguing because I mean all three of them are significant. That's what makes the Migos. They all have a part,
True.
so
Oh, true.
they should all be held at a, you know what I mean? Like they should all have the same. Um,
Right. They're a group.
right.
Yeah, they're all should be equal. But we're I'm talking from what okay, I heard
Got
this.
you. I got you.
Now, Quavo and Offset were more so out there, is what I
Okay.
should say. They were more in the public than Takeoff was.
Okay.
Takeoff was a part of the Migos. He was there for the group, yes, and he was 1/3 of the group. But the reason I think, and I say this, is because, and the truth, this is what was, I watched the Truth Talk podcast, and he said something that really caught my, attention. That Takeoff wasn't, the most outspoken Migo.
Right. He was
You know,
he was in the background. He was calm, cool,
he was
collective.
calm, yeah. So he was the calm, cool, collective one, which we very well liked, though.
Right.
Very well liked. But he wasn't the one that was most outspoken. You didn't see Takeoff, and uh, his girlfriend wasn't Cardi B. He wasn't playing hoop, trying to play hoop with everybody in the NBA. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
he was in the
He
cut.
was he was just
He was in the
chilling.
cut. Yeah.
So like, you know what I'm saying? So he wasn't the like trying to be out there that much. So the reason I think, and some people think that Takeoff might have been taken out, was because it was for the label to gain some credibility, or not credibility. I said that completely wrong.
Okay.
It's for the label to make some money. Now, we all know what happens when the artists die.
Right. Sales go up. Yeah.
They the sales go up, and not just go up, man. They they become, some artists become legendary, and the labels cash out off it like stupidly. And now with this, with this being what it is, I cannot sit here and not think that something bigger and more sinister is not behind this. Is all I'm saying.
Those are your beliefs, and I respect those. But if the label wanted to actually make money, you think? I mean, I hate saying this, but it should be Quavo.
Nah, he chose the reason I say this is because Quavo and Offset have other avenues of revenue that come in.
Mm-hmm.
Takeoff was mostly the Migos. Takeoff was Amigo. You know what I'm saying? Quavo and Offset are now, or Offset just distanced himself from the label just to become his own person or whatever the hell. Quavo was already, like I said, with the NBA and all that shit. And Takeoff was still just trying to be an artist, doing what he was doing.
Right.
So they all have other avenues and streams like that. And Quavo and Takeoff was still just trying to be the complete artist. And I'm sorry to say, yeah, they could have been picked between. I mean, it could have been Offset, it could have been Quavo, it could have been any one of them. But the sad to say, just because of the circumstances and what had actually happened, Takeoff was the one that was chosen. The coolest one, the coolest motherfucker you think on the earth and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And we know, and they know everybody's gonna mourn him. They know everybody's gonna mourn him. We all have some. We all have some issues with Quavo. We all have some issues with Offset. You know what I'm saying? But Takeoff was just that he was just that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Just like you never heard anything wrong with him.
Right.
You know, he never said anything outspoken, like whether it's against your team, whether it's against females, whether it was being in some kind of scandal or something like that. You know what I'm saying? He was just Takeoff. And now with him, his passing, now everybody's gonna mourn him. The label knows that we're gonna mourn him, and we're gonna listen to their music tenfold.
Yeah.
And now, but I just have to say that because that's just how I think. You know what I'm saying? You guys don't, I mean, it could be something totally, you know, like it could just be a complete accident, but that's not how I think.
Yeah. I mean,
And granted, I do leave room for me to be wrong. Though if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. Okay, I was wrong. You know what? It wasn't what I thought. Let's move on. You know what I'm saying? And I admit I'm wrong. But for right now, I'm staying with what I'm sticking to my you know, what my gut feeling is telling me.
you know, when it happened, I'm like, damn, another rapper, gone too soon.
Another one. Another one.
But for some reason, this one, I wouldn't say it hit me it hit me hard, not because I don't know him, but it reminded me of, the way we were saying he was in the cut low key, nice dude. He didn't really cause any problems. And for
Right.
some reason, this reminded me of Lamont.
True.
And that's, for those who know Lamont Scott, I mean, a nice guy.
Wait. That's let me reiterate that, bro. I mean, if you do listen to us and you're from Seaside and you know Lamont, you already know what we're talking about.
Right.
But for those of you that aren't from where we're from, this dude is like he was one of a kind dude, man. And there was two of them we got to say too, because my other friend Kenny too, that two dudes that we lost right around the same time frame,
Mm-hmm.
and they both were very, very intricate people. You know, one of a kind people, stand up dudes. They were a little more like if you think of them as the Migos group, you think of them as one would be Quavo, one would be Offset,
Yep.
but they still have they had the humbleness of Takeoff. That's how it went, and then they were taken from us.
Yeah. So,
So
I don't want to bring people down, but, that's when I saw the story and I saw that video, I was like, man, it just reminded me of, and how quiet he was. It just reminded me of Lamont. I'm like, you know,
uh,
take it, like you said, take it from us. So,
way too soon.
all right,
But
man. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm getting a little sentimental, but
yeah,
but
uh,
anyway, man, like RIP, Takeoff, RIP. Um, prayers go out to him and his family. Hopefully they can get through this.
I don't know. For some reason, like you said, it seeming to hit a
It's just
lot harder.
it's just too much for me. Like,
I'm gonna keep it 100 too. Is I'm just tired of just every fucking day. Just excuse my language. Just
right.
a rapper gone. Some young rapper just gone. I'm tired of it. I'm so fucking tired of it, man.
And,
And it's starting to. It's like getting to my core now.
yeah, and that's why I posted that picture of MC Hammer. It's like, hey man, niggas better start dancing and doing like
They're
kid and
having
play and
fun
start,
again,
yeah, having
man.
fun again, man.
They're
Because
having fun again, man. It ain't
it's not
about
gonna
killing
stop.
them.
Yeah, it's not gonna stop.
It's
So
only gonna get worse, man. It's only gonna get worse, and we keep losing y'all young men, man. That need to grow up. And a lot of y'all are fathers and shit like that, and your kids got to grow up without their kids. You know what I'm saying? Their daddies being around.
yeah, and the cool part is also they're rich. That's the crazy
Yeah,
part.
yeah, you don't
So
have to be in this life.
you don't have to be in the hood, but I get it because you want to seem relatable and show niggas who don't have shit. Yeah, I'm still relatable. You know, I'm in the hood, but you know what I'm saying? I'm rich, but I can still be in the hood. I'm still one of y'all. Hey,
Man,
man,
fuck that.
I'll let everybody know right now.
If I'm out, if I'm getting
If
out,
I win this Mega Million or this Powerball, I'm breaking me and my
facts.
niggas off, cuz, and we are out. I will never see you guys again. Don't talk to me. Everyone's getting their share. Everyone's getting their money, and hey, live your life because I'm not gonna be. I'm not gonna be out here just walking around. Nope.
Yeah, nigga, I will be a phantom in Seaside.
The Phantom. It's walking around a mask. The Phantom of Seaside.
Yeah, yeah, for reals. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, nigga, y'all, if y'all see me, it will be every blue, fluorescent, green, orange, yellow, and those all those colors put together in one moon.
Mm-hmm.
You will see me.
And it's one of those things like, oh man, and Titan was in town. You'd be like, oh, he was. He hit me up, nigga. Yeah, you're you're right. I'm out. Like, oh, nigga, Alan stopped by my house. Oh, you hit me up. You're right.
Yeah, but even if I don't win the Mega Millions, I'm gonna get that shit anyway. That's facts. Take us to the bridge out.
And thank you guys once again for listening to Talking Spit After Hours. We're your host, TJ Bay, aka T Dollar Signs, and Alan Poe. Hopefully you guys like this. Make sure you guys subscribe. You see over here, you know what I'm saying? You got Talking Spit on Twitter. You got Talking Spit on Instagram. You already know the YouTube link. Make sure you guys hit us up. If you like it, you like it. If you love it, you love it. We love y'all. Peace.
Peace. We out.